You're listening to the Mobcast Network.
Welcome to the Cult Movie Cantina.
Hello, welcome.
Hey.
Hi,
I
welcome.
get no
Hello.
yays.
Oh, we have the bigger camera this time. I just realized
I'm
that.
mesmerized. I'm still getting used to the camera situation,
Hello.
so it's kind of like
Caleb doesn't deserve the big one anymore.
Yeah, I lost that privilege.
He did. I was like, no, why do we get this? We're the stars. Why do we get the little baby camera?
No.
And so we had to switch that up.
all right.
I am your Native American pop culture spirit guide, Scotty, and I'm joined by, as always,
Your facilitator of fun and lady of libations, Stephanie.
Jestina, your jellicle jester.
She who knows no movies.
Admiral.
At your service.
Thank you.
See,
Thank
look,
you.
see,
Thanks.
I'm trying to-
Thank you.
At
Thank
your
you.
This is a podcast that talks about your favorite cult films. We add a wonderful libation to them,
Woo!
and we introduce someone who's not seen it,
Yeah, that'd be me.
who thought this was Top Gun.
I wish it was Top
It was
Gun.
not Top Gun at
was.
all.
I would have very much enjoyed Top Gun.
We are also joined by our producer, Caleb. What's up, producer Caleb?
Hey.
Hi.
I watched the movie just before coming here.
Oh, wow.
Oh, did you? Was
But
it the
it's-
first time for you?
It's second time. It's been a while.
Yeah.
It's been a while since seen this movie.
Okay.
Let me hear your accent.
Oh, gosh.
Put the bunny in the box.
He just like, it's fresh for him,
Yeah,
too.
I know.
That's
Right,
good.
right. So we watched Con Air.
We all ended up watching it the same night. Like,
Yeah,
I
we
saw
all-
you post about it, and you
Yeah.
said, I was like, we just watched it.
Well,
That's
I
awesome.
went looking for it, and then it was on Showtime.
Yeah.
And I had just bought 2 months of Showtime for $1
Okay.
Oh,
off
that's
Amazon
awesome.
on Amazon Prime, and so I was like, "All right." So fortuitous, I'm going to watch it. So I ended up watching it. I guess it was Tuesday night we watched them.
I don't remember where we didn't have to pay for it, so whatever it was, and I don't have Showtime,
Right.
so it on one of my many streaming platforms, I was able to find
So
it.
this is what I do when I'm looking for a movie. There's a website called JustWatch.com, and so I go to Just Watch, and I'll put a movie in, and it'll tell me where it's available,
Okay.
and where if it's streamable for free, or view with ads or whatever. It's got all those options, and so that's how I watch it and stuff.
Do you ever search on IMDb? Because it tells you on there.
Sometimes, like if IMDb is like, if the company has a contract with Amazon, they'll connect them
Okay.
because IMDb is owned by Amazon.
Because sometimes they'll have the streaming. Jennifer looks there. So when we go to watch it, Derby Wife will pull up IMDb to see where we can watch
Yeah.
it. So we ended up just getting it on Amazon. So I don't know if it was on anything else.
I see one that says for if you sub, it's a Fubo.
Yeah, Fubo.
Maybe
Yeah.
that's where we had. We
Yeah.
have some weird.
Yeah, right now it's Fubo, Showtime, DirecTV, and I don't know Spectrum.
Isn't it great we
Yeah.
have a producer who can look stuff up?
I know. Like he
I
started saying that. I was
know.
like, are they answering our
He
questions?
produced
right
some
now?
information for us.
Right.
Well done.
That's
Caleb
awesome.
doing his job.
He might get that big camera after all.
That's right.
So let's get into this because this is going to be a lot.
Oh, gosh.
Let's do it.
Con Air from 1997.
It's a year.
Directed by Simon West, written by Scott Rosenberg. It stars Nicolas Cage as Cameron Poe, the most
Poe
Mobile,
man.
Alabama name ever to come out of Mobile, Alabama.
That's true.
John Cusack as Agent Vince Larkin, John Malkovich as Cyrus the Virus Grissom, Colin Meaney as Agent Duncan Mallory, or as I like to call him, Chief Miles O'Brien, Michaelette Williamson as Baby Odell, Baby O Odell.
Yeah.
That's a lot of O's in that name.
It's a lot of. He must be related to you,
Yes,
That must be a very
Yeah.
southern Alabama name.
probably so.
Odell.
Nick
Odell.
Chandler as Billy Bedlam, Renoli Santiago as Sally Can't Dance, which is my favorite name in the entire movie. Ving Rhames as Nathan Diamond Dog Jones, Dave Chappelle in one of his earliest roles as Pinball Parker, Steve Buscemi as Garland Green, Danny Trejo as Johnny 23, MC Gainey as Swamp Thing, Monica Porter as Trisha Poe, and Landry Albright as Casey Poe. who has had
Well done.
a busy career since she was a little girl. She's been
Really?
She's been steady working. She's working about every year. Done a few things. So
Anything recognizable?
probably, but I didn't write it down. I mean,
Okay.
she's been a steady working actress.
Okay. Well
So-
done, little girl.
All right. So the year was 1997. Admiral, do you have some fun facts for us
Okay, well, yes.
About 1997.
about 1997?
Let's buckle into 1997, shall we?
Let's do it.
All right, first and foremost, that was the year that we lost Princess Diana.
I remember that.
I remember that too. Where were you?
I was in Colorado.
I was in Pensacola.
Don't ask me, I don't know.
I remember we were. I'm a dork. Me and the wife weren't married, but we were dating, and we were playing live action vampire. So we were LARPing vampire in Pensacola, Florida, and heard it on the way when I was taking her back home.
Well, what part of the year does she die? Because I may have come to Mobile.
Want to say it's August.
If it was late in that year, I think I had already come back to Mobile
I think the producer's on it.
briefly.
The producer's on it. I want to say my guess is August.
It was
Okay.
August.
Oh, look at that.
August
There you go.
31st. in
August
fact.
31st.
Okay, so I was back in Mobile by then.
So
So other fun facts, so we'll get that out of the way.
I had just turned 20.
Um,
So let's talk about the popular baby name, shall we?
Oh.
But I would like for you guys to guess. Just one boy and one female name that you think was popular in 97.
Jack or Jackson for the boy. And for the girl, I would say Courtney.
I will go.
A lot of kid names that you have.
Because our kids were born around that time. And they were popular names.
I will go with William and Monica. Oh, we're okay.
it's hard to hear you.
Is it just because I wasn't close enough? Because that's fair. Thank you, producer Caleb.
We've had a problem with that one before.
We have. I blame JD.
Yeah.
When he comes in on the Star Wars show, I think he does something to
He
it.
does. He
I'm gonna
tweaks
have to
it.
start coming and watching what he does. Okay, so do you want to take a gander at the popular baby names? Good friend.
In 97?
Correct.
Ooh.
Kayla, what year were you born?
Well, I was born in 94.
Okay, so
94.
who were your best friends when you were 3?
I bet.
Or who, like in your school classes, how many of what name did you have?
Let's see. I can't.
It's Caleb. He's going to be like Luke and Leia.
Yeah, there you go.
I think Kayla was a popular girl name a lot around
Okay.
Kayla.
my age. And then for guys, ooh.
This is fun.
Yeah.
You don't win anything. Just
No,
kidding.
Brian.
Yeah.
Okay, so for the names on here, we've got Michael,
Mm.
Matthew, Christopher, and Joshua.
Okay.
Okay.
And for girls, we have Emily,
Oh, my other
Oh,
daughter.
Yes.
So I knew one of them was popular.
Yeah.
Jessica, Ashley, and Samantha.
Ooh.
Do you guys know of a lot of Samanthas?
I do. Actually, I know a lot.
I
of
only
Yeah.
know one Samantha.
I know one Samantha.
I know a lot of
Probably
Samanthas.
the same Samantha.
Probably
when I-
the same Teague.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the only Samantha I know.
Samantha, my mom was like, I always wanted to be named Samantha. I thought about changing my name one day. And I was like, okay. Like, that stuck for me, but I didn't really know a lot of Samanthas.
I didn't know
so-
any.
Did you
Samantha.
have you ever thought about changing your name?
No.
Oh, I love my name.
I love my name.
I love my name too. Caleb, you like your name?
Yeah, I like my name. I've never really thought of another name.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're all
I'm
just
pretty,
like-
pretty darn happy
Yeah,
with my
that's
name.
good.
Cool.
Do you know what your parents would have named you if you were born the opposite sex?
Yes.
Ooh.
Opposite
Matter of
gender.
fact, my parents thought I was. The doctor told my parents I was going to be a boy, and so they bought all boy stuff, and they had me named and whatever. And so I was going to be named after my dad. It was going to be Jack, and my middle name was going to be Eric. So Jack Eric.
Jack Eric.
And when I came out,
You
and
were
and was penis free, they literally named me on the fly
Oh,
in the
man.
hospital. Like the Stephanie, they just pulled out of their ass. My middle name is Jean, technically, and
Whoa, wait.
well, because I legally changed it. My middle name,
Oh, did you?
I did.
she did change her name.
But when I was born, it was Jean. I changed it to my maiden name legally because when my dad, I'm technically my dad's only child, and so I wanted to keep
I got you.
the family name. So anyway, long
I
story.
got you. I got you.
But I'm named, my middle name, I'm named after my aunt, my mom's sister, whose name is Jean, and my dad's twin brother, whose name is Jean.
So how's it spelled?
It's spelled the female way with a J.
Okay.
But it was
Like
because
Jean
of both
Grey.
of them. Yeah.
Stephanie
like Jean.
Jean.
Stephanie Jean.
Can't get more southern than that.
I-
Stephanie Jean.
You fit right in this movie.
Right.
I was going to be Jody if I was a girl.
Jody.
So,
Okay.
so mom
That's
was
one
like,
of those that could be either or.
it's a very 70s name too. It's a very, you know.
Okay,
So,
fun.
so I could have been a Jody if I
Yeah.
was. This would have been a very different podcast. Hi, your Native American spirit guide's Jody.
Yeah, it's Jody.
Jody.
Okay,
That doesn't
I
sound-
love that.
I'd go by Joe, I think, if I was Jody.
That'd be cool to
Yeah.
go by Joe. So my parents had just had my older brother. We're 13 months apart, so I didn't take
You're
long to
almost an
arrive.
Irish twin.
Yeah. So we're like close, and people thought we were twins growing up. But my dad and my mom, like he was just like a month or two. They weren't even pregnant yet. My dad came out and said, if we have a girl, her name is Jestina, but not with a U. It's going to be with an E. And Mom was like, okay. And when they got pregnant, and then my middle name is Jareen, which is the family name that's been
Right.
passed down from
JJ.
many. So yeah,
We can call you JJ.
you could, yeah,
There you go.
Justina Jareen. Anyway,
All right.
so just a little fun fact about names.
Segway.
So let's talk about fashion trends.
Oh, girl.
All right.
This is super upsetting because most of them have come back. We got denim on denim, okay?
Yep, I've seen a lot of that lately.
Chokers and camis,
I see a lot of that too.
sheer black dresses and skirts,
Yep.
duster coats,
Yep.
leather pants,
Did these go
Oh.
away?
and white crop tops.
I
There's
see
a
all
lot
of
of it that
Yeah.
my kid has, and she's 14. So
I see a lot
It's your
of that.
child's wardrobe.
something I thought was fun. I would compare this to Funko Pops, but there's a toy that adults and kids alike collect, and it's Funko Pops. What do you think in 1997 that is connected to?
Oh, there's got to be those.
The Beanie Babies.
That's the Beanie Babies, yeah.
Yeah.
The Beanie Baby craze, right?
It's like when I saw that, it was like fun for friend or adults or kids. I was like, those are Funko Pops of the
Yeah.
97, yeah.
Which I
Beanie
did not buy Beanie. I did not like
I
them.
didn't do it. I
didn't
have
do 'em.
I have one still. I hadn't seen him in a while, but I have a ghost.
But I haven't seen
That's
him in a
cute.
while.
Because he's a ghost.
It's a ghost. But I bought him because to go back to the aforementioned vampire live action role play we did. I had a character who was a necromancer, and my joke was I would summon my ghost and put the Beanie Baby in my hand.
Oh gosh.
So you have a Beanie Baby.
I had a prop. I had a Beanie
because
Baby.
of
I had a
that is
Beanie Baby prize. I had a-
fantastic.
That's
I don't know.
fantastic.
I'm still a dork, but man, I was real a dork back then.
I had children by then, so I didn't buy a whole lot of stuff for myself.
I didn't I missed out on. I had
I
some.
had 2 children
but-
by then.
Yeah,
I wasn't
no,
child.
no, I still don't have children,
Yeah, I
so
know.
all good.
All right. So speaking of costumes and dressing up, the favorite Halloween costumes from 1997 were
Slutty what?
Batman and Robin.
Slutty Batman and Robin.
Tiger Woods was listed. I know. And what's funny is it was Tiger Woods. Then the next one is Garth Brooks. And that one had a parentheses explaining that it's a country singer, but there was no explanation on Tiger Woods. Like, you just know who that is. But Garth Brooks, we need to explain.
So could you do Garth Brooks and Chris Gaines?
Could you?
Could you remember Chris Gaines?
I can't even tell you what Garth Brooks sang. So you're talking to somebody.
Really? You can't name a Garth Brooks song?
No.
I can't. I know him.
I don't.
But I don't know his
Okay,
music.
well, you do enough karaoke.
Well, I'm sure I've heard one, but I don't know who sings
The
these
one
songs.
that pops up almost every karaoke, especially when there's drunk white dudes. I got friends in low places.
Oh, that's a Garth Brooks
That is-
song?
that's-
I didn't know that either.
That's like Garth Brooks' most that's the one that made him famous.
Okay. Well, there you go.
That one, the Thunder Rolls, Shameless.
okay, I've heard some of those.
Yeah,
then.
and so those are all.
But I mean, I don't. Half the time, the songs I hear at karaoke, I've only heard at karaoke.
Right,
So,
but
like that was sung by karaoke singers. That's who sings that song.
Well, I mean, I know you probably wouldn't have heard the original, but my point is like, there's a lot of stuff we hear at karaoke that I've never heard the original, but I know it's a so and so
Yeah.
song because of that.
Okay.
That's what I meant.
Fun.
Chris Gaines, though, I
finally-
want to explain Chris Gaines real quick
Yes.
because clearly you don't remember. So Garth Brooks decided to be a pop star.
Oh.
And I think it was around this time, maybe a little later. But he put out a pop album. But he put out a pop album as Chris Gaines, and he was going to do a movie called The Lamb, and it was about this character he created, Chris Gaines, and so he hosted Saturday Night Live as Garth Brooks, but the musical guest was Chris Gaines. It's the craziest shit you would want.
I wonder if that's why
God.
he was popular that year for Halloween costumes.
I don't know, but it was like, I mean, 97. I mean, like Garth. I think Garth's rise is more like 93 to 95. So maybe because of because the Chris Gaines thing was crazy.
Chris Gaines was 99.
99. So
Oh,
he's
okay.
So we were pre Chris Gaines. So I'm glad.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Thank you, Kayla.
I like the one he had one song one kind of like a minor hit on the pop charts. I like Babyface co-wrote it. And
is it Lost in You?
Yeah, Lost in You. It's not, but it's Garth Brooks singing in this terrible falsetto voice, and so wow.
All right.
I like that he changed his name for it. That was
Yeah,
probably a
yeah.
good move. That was a good move.
Yeah.
The only other one is Spice Girls.
Spice up your
I
life.
used
So-
to love the Spice Girls.
All right, so we've got a little bit of internet news. These are the sites that became active in 97.
All right, can we guess?
Yes, you can.
I will go Google. Is Google 97?
Don't ask Caleb. Caleb, you can't.
Nope.
And I'm asking. I'm looking at the camera.
Yeah.
I was just making sure you looked over there. Like
Okay.
Caleb, you get your finger off that. that
97.
trigger.
I'll go Google. I think Google launched in 97.
I'm gonna say Yahoo.
See, I was thinking Yahoo too, but I think Yahoo was a little earlier. But okay.
Yahoo was earlier because at this point it was one of the only there wasn't a lot.
Yeah, because I
Yeah.
think like most people, I got my first internet was American Online.
Yeah, I had
Mhm.
AOL. Like
Mhm.
everything, like my email.
You've got
AOL.
mail.
AOL.com.
Ask Jeeves.
Ask
Ask
Jeeves.
Jeeves.
Look at you.
So I don't know about that one. Not to say that it didn't happen. I just don't have
No.
it written
Ask,
down.
Ask Jeeves was the
But
thing.
Google. No, I mean I know, but I don't know if
Yeah.
it was 97
Yeah.
was. Google.com was registered as a domain name in 1997.
Look at that.
So was WebMD.com came online in 97.
Oh, look at that.
Okay.
Facebook.com came online in
Facebook?
1997 on March 28th. And
Wow.
November 10th, Netflix.com came online in 1997.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
And I was off by a year with Ask Jeeves. It came in 96.
Oh, close though. I'm never that
So
I'm trying to remember.
Netflix.
close. Netflix was,
Yeah,
I guess, a whole thing online.
did. Yeah, they were doing the same sort of thing of DVDs more often at the
Okay.
time.
Yeah, because
You had to
Oh,
mail
that's
them back
right.
and
I
Yeah.
do
forth.
remember
Yeah.
mailing them
And
in.
you can still do that today. Like,
Okay.
it's just not well known that you can do it today still.
Yeah, I remember. I don't
Um,
even own a DVD
I'm
player.
trying to
whatever it
remember.
is anymore.
I'm because of Google. I'm trying to think of the search engine I used. I used Yahoo a lot. Remember?
There was like an American Inter something or not AOL. It was.
but there was one.
forget.
There was like a spider one. There was something web. I can't remember it. And maybe I can't remember.
I see
I
what
don't
they
know.
did there. Spider.
Right. It was, but I
I see
can't
what they
remember.
did there.
But oh well, it's been a long time ago.
So that's internet news. What do you think the top 5 most popular TV shows were from 1997?
Oh. Friends.
Friends is number 4.
Okay.
If it helps, 4 out of 5 are NBC.
Okay.
Yeah.
yeah.
Seinfeld.
Seinfeld is number 1.
Yeah.
Well done.
97. So
Frasier.
Oh
Nope.
no, but same like idea. I
Yeah.
feel like.
well, Cheers had already been gone.
Or was
Yep.
Cheers? Yeah. Okay.
ER.
Number 2.
Oh yeah.
I'm trying to think of my.
good.
I'm trying to think of my NBC in '97.
Yeah, I figured I saw NBC.
Law and Order?
NBC. Nope.
No. Law and Order though is a good guess for any of these kind of questions.
Right.
Yeah.
Number 5 is an ABC one.
That doesn't mean
Monday Night
anything
Football?
to me.
Monday Night Football.
Dun,
All
dun,
right.
dun, dun.
Yeah. So we're missing number 3.
It's on ESPN now, by the way.
Okay.
I have no idea.
Abbreviated, it's VC.
Veronica's Closet.
Yes, which I had never heard of ever.
Kirstie
so.
Alley.
That was like,
97.
yeah, I guess so.
Look at there, Veronica's Closet.
And it was a spin-off from, not a spin-off, but it had an actress from
Oh yeah,
Cheers.
Kirstie Alley. So.
So, okay.
Look at there.
So We have a couple more things.
Sure, I'm having fun.
If you would like to guess, I didn't put down all of them, but I just wrote down some of the horror movies from 1997. We could play the guessing game, but I'm sure that there's a collection. These aren't in a specific order. So what I have on here is Event Horizon, Scream 2, I Know What You Did Last Summer, Anaconda, I Don't Want None, An American Werewolf in Paris, and I wrote down Alien Resurrection.
Yeah.
So there were just some that were in 97.
All right.
We've done Event Horizon on the show.
We have, yes. That's probably why it stuck out. That would make sense.
Why don't I remember that?
It was an
It was
early
one
one.
of like the first
It's
ones.
an early.
Yeah.
I think it's the one of the first Halloween ones we did.
All right, now number one music hits for the year.
Oh yeah,
So
boy.
it's just the number one hits. One of them I think is fantastic because it was a number one for 6 days. But for the first one, we have from December 7th, 1996 to February 21st, 1997. What do you think this one is?
Spice Up Your Life.
No,
Wannabe. Why'd I go with Spice Up Your Life?
I don't know, but
Shoulda went with
you're
Wannabe first.
one off for
Wannabe.
that.
Should've
So
been,
it's by, I'm going to start telling you guys who it's written or it's done by.
Okay.
Tony Braxton.
Unchain My Heart.
Yeah.
or whatever?
Unbreak My
Unbreak
Heart.
Break
My
My
Heart,
Heart. Yeah.
yeah.
Unbreak
Yeah,
So
I
now-
heard it. Yeah.
This one is from February 22nd to March 21st, Spice Girls.
Wannabe.
Correct. All right. March
Wa-
22nd.
I'm ashamed I went with Spice Up Your Life first. That's
Spice my,
God, that's
my life.
La 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 la
La,
la
la,
la
la,
la
la.
la.
I mean, I like both songs. I don't know. It's just
I think that's the one that's really hitting your heart right
right
now.
now. I'm in
Good.
that mood for.
That was the most popular to me.
Okay.
So we've got from March 22nd to May 2nd, Puff Daddy.
Oh, I don't remember any of his songs.
Well, we've got two of them on here.
I don't.
So this was after Missing You.
I'm out
So
on
no,
this
this is
one.
before.
Is it before Biggie died?
I
No, I don't remember.
Can't nobody hold me down.
I don't know that song.
Yeah.
Can't
It's like-
nobody do it. Nobody.
It sampled that same song, so I remember that.
May 3rd to June 13th. Don't speak at once. Hanson.
Bop.
Bop.
Bop, bop, bop.
Yeah. All right. June 14th to August 29th. This is another Puff Daddy. Go ahead, Scotty.
Missing You?
That is correct.
Yeah,
I'll be
that's-
missing you.
Yeah, that's after
Okay.
Biggie dies.
August 30th to September 12th. The Notorious B.I.G.
Hypnotize?
More money, more problems.
I don't know any of those songs.
All right, hold on. Let's see if we get this one. September 13th to October 3rd. Mariah Carey.
I want to say Dream Lover, but it's earlier.
I'm out.
Yeah.
Honey.
Honey! Should have known that.
All right, now we're on to our 6-day
I
number
was
one hit.
hardcore listening to metal and grunge and stuff like that.
I was too. I mean, I was probably
So I don't-
but
This one has like a lot of kind of more
Yeah, the Spice
slower
Girls, apparently.
songs on here. All right, October 4th to October 10th. Boys to Men.
Oh, I love Boys to Men.
on Bended Knee.
Nope.
Jamie could answer that.
No, it's not End of the Road. It's not.
I loved In the Road.
It's
though.
not Motown Philly. It's not.
I feel like
really
it's one of
proud
their
of this.
Christmas ones. Since it's in Christmas season. No, I'm just kidding.
It does have to do with seasons.
I don't know it.
4 Seasons of Loneliness.
Yeah, nah, would have never got it.
Yeah.
Well, they were number 1 for 6 days, so.
There you go.
October 11th to January 16th of 98. Elton John.
Candle in the Wind.
Candle in the Wind.
No, I wonder why.
The Diane Hart, the Lady
Yeah.
Di version.
And to finish up our fun facts for 97, I would like to focus on the most popular board game. So the most popular board game, I like board games, so that's how I'm wrapping
Yeah.
these up, I've decided.
I appreciate that.
Most popular board game of 1997 was Twilight Imperium. It's made by Christian T. Peterson, and it's a space fantasy board game that depicts a large power grab in the wake of a dominant race declining in influence. The game's large board is built from hexagonal tiles, each featuring up to 3 planets, as players compete as alien races to rule, I wrote it very fast, I'm sorry, to rule the galaxy. It is best known for its long gameplay that can last up to 6 hours and for its intricate strategies.
Caleb, you ever
Get you
played
one.
it? Caleb, you ever played it?
I've never played
I've
it.
never played
but
it, but
I've seen the board.
I've
Yeah.
never
I've
heard
seen
of
the
it.
box,
I've seen-
and
I've-
it looks so much fun.
It looks great. I know people who have it. I've never played it, but I've also never heard a game lasting 6 hours. I've always been like, oh yeah, spend a day. That's what you're going to be doing. It's like,
Yeah.
just get some beer and we're just going
It
to be
probably is because you had
killing
snack
alien
breaks.
things.
Yeah.
Right. So
People are like 6 hours now. We're gonna be at this all day. So
That's the
those
way we
are
used to play
fun
Risk.
facts.
well, let's get into this movie, Con Air.
Sorry guys, I tried to make it as best as I could before we got to it.
I had fun.
Yeah.
Oh,
I like
would.
the segment. It's a good segment.
No, I'm talking about the movie. Until we
Yeah.
get to the movie.
Okay.
All right, so I have decided to do this sermon as Cameron Poe writing a letter to his daughter Casey.
Do you have a crayon? Is it done in crayon?
No, it's not done in crayon.
Okay.
That would be Casey to his dad, Cameron Poe.
Yeah.
Dear Casey,
Oh man.
I hope this letter finds you still in the first grade. I figured I would tell you how I got in this jam and why I wasn't around. Currently, I'm on a plane headed home, but there were some complications.
Yeah, there were.
I wanted you to hear it from me before this got on CNN.
I'm doing so well.
This all started when I got back from fighting a war in the Middle East. Probably Desert Storm, but the timelines are hazy. But I got back to Mobile, Alabama, and went to the bar your mama worked at. Apparently her boss wasn't cool into letting her off on the night shift, even if a war hero was coming home. But she was pulling a double shift that night, slinging drinks and incubating you in her belly. You told me that you'd be Miss Alabama. I'm still waiting to hear if that came true or not. I was dancing with your mama, but some local good old boys caused some trouble. And let's say I had to use lethal force. Now, in most societies, this would be self-defense, but this is Alabama, and well, apparently I was a human weapon, and Alabama laws did not apply to me. So I was sentenced to 7 to 10 years in the best prison in Alabama. No, wait, scratch that. California, because apparently this was a federal crime in a local jurisdiction. I ain't no lawyer, but I think I got screwed.
I would say so.
Yeah.
And you think
I won't bore you with the details. Besides, you got the other letters about my life in the big house. I finally got out, but I had to take a prison plane back home. Except this prison plane had all the baddest people you ever wanted to take on a field trip. Apparently, they got this new Supermax prison. They wanted to take them too. Let's see. There was Billy Bedlam, Johnny 23, Nathan Diamond Dog Jones, and the baddest of them all, Cyrus the Virus Grissom. Plus a little dude named Pinball and my buddy Baby Odell, who is constantly near death from diabetes.
Diabetes.
So, Casey, eat your vegetables and don't eat too much sugar. Everything was going well, but apparently Cyrus had put a plan that involved Pinball setting an Indian inmate on fire and other cattywampus stuff. In the ruckus, Cyrus and his pals took over the plane. Of course, they had to make a drop-off in Carson City. I was going to try to get off and tell people and get my diabetic buddies some help, but that didn't work out on the count they were taping the prisoner mouth shut, so I stayed behind. On the way, we picked up a new pilot named Swamp Thing and a real bad man named Garland Green, who once told me he killed a lady and drove across the country wearing her head as a hat.
Oh, that was a kid.
He was weird. Pinball didn't make it on the plane in time, Carson City. We found his body in the wheels of the plane, so I wrote a note telling the authorities where to find us and let him bungee jump without a cord.
Where did he get the marker?
I don't know. Casey. I just had it.
Daddy, where did you get the marker? Thank you for the note.
I keistered
Hey,
it.
Daddy, I got one question about the diabetes. If you miss just one injection
You're
of
gonna
the
die.
insulin,
Apparently,
would you really die?
You're gonna die.
Because-
baby Odell had the worst
because
form of diabetes.
I got a diabetic cat, and he has missed an injection before, and he seemed to be just fine.
Did he eat
well,
some
baby,
sugar?
that's cats versus human beings. After Carson City, we landed at Lerner Airfield, which was pretty much a boneyard. Apparently, one of the guys we picked up was a bad drug man, and who was helping Cyrus escape, but that didn't work out because the police showed up, thanks to my letters that I put on pinball. The plane was also stuck in the ground thanks to the bad landing by Swamp Thing, but as they say, any landing you can walk away from. Billy Bedlam found out that I was on parole and I might be helping the good guys, so he threatened the bunny I was going to give you for your birthday, and he was going to expose your daddy to the baddies. So I had to put him in timeout permanently. The drug guys betrayed Cyrus because that's what bad guys do, and we had to dig the plane out. I had to find a needle to keep my diabetic buddy from dying. On the way, I met Mr. Larkin, who's a U.S. Marshal and was trying to stop the bad guys. I found my needles, had to get back to the plane before he took off, barely escaping the authorities. Well, they found that Billy was in timeout, and Cyrus got mad at everybody. Baby O said he was the one who got Billy in trouble, and Cyrus shot him. All that work to get him diabetes medication, and Cyrus shoots him. He's going to be okay, though. I just got to prove to him that there's a God. Take back this plane. I can't move my fingers. There we go. We were chased by helicopters who were shooting at us, shot us up so bad we had to crash the plane in Las Vegas. Lots of people got hurt, but the guards and Baby Odell got off the plane safely into the hospital. Cyrus the Virus escaped, and Mr. Larkin, who caught up with us in Vegas, we went chasing after him. Looks like Swamp Thing and Cyrus stole a fire truck and, well, was making their getaway. Now, I was going to let Cyrus go, but he threatened to hurt you, and, well, I'm a good daddy, so I'm going to make sure you're safe. I end up catapulting Cyrus off the fire truck ladder with him landing on a rock crusher that mistook his head for a rock. Cyrus won't be bothering anyone ever again. And that's when I met you and your mama, gave you your bunny, and heard How Do I Live by Trisha Yearwood in my head. Love, Cameron Poe, your daddy.
Well done, sir.
Woo!
Well done.
Thank you.
That's fantastic.
That was fantastic.
That's the only way to do that. Once you start doing those letters, I was like, oh, yeah, this is how we're doing this. So let's talk about Con Air.
All right.
I'm glad you addressed the reason he went to jail, because he would not go to jail for that.
3 of them
Yeah.
ganged up and had like broken glass to cut him. Like,
One had a knife.
Yeah, and then the knife came out.
Let's number one even go back further. There's no way that she would be working if she knew that he was coming home
Oh, yeah.
from
Yeah.
overseas.
No.
I don't know if she was working or not. I know she apparently was frequented or work. I got the impression she was working.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
yeah.
got the impression.
And I doubt very seriously if she wasn't working there that she would say, hey, just meet me at this bar when you get into town. I mean, there would have been a plan, a homecoming or something.
With how much they were infatuated, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I have a question. All right. She is barely pregnant, right?
Right.
So Cameron Poe's totally not the dad, right?
Well, she's pregnant enough to know she's having a girl.
No, she's not. She thinks she's having she's not that pregnant.
Okay, let's put it
she
this
does
way.
not
You have
look that pregnant.
In the 90s, ask me how I know.
Yeah.
In the 90s, they didn't have all these fancy 3D ultrasounds. You could not find out the sex of your child until you were at least 20 to 25 weeks along.
I'm just saying she could have been, because I know that it's a weird anomaly, but there have been people that are skinny and they go in and deliver a baby. Like, some people just carry in a way where they do not look pregnant.
Yeah, she was.
So I'm just saying she
Well,
could
yeah.
have been.
That's true.
But he loved on her and
Yeah.
said girl.
But let's just say
Well, yeah, she said
that
she's gonna be
she
Miss
is
Alabama.
20 to 25 weeks along.
How
I
long
know
was he away?
if he's in the army.
I thought he
Yeah,
like, just got back from
yeah.
war.
Well,
He just got
yeah,
back from war.
because
The-
they say how many like they mention how many months it was.
Well, yeah, but I'm
I
just
mean,
saying,
he could've been
normally
on
in the
leave.
army, they go like they're deployed for 6 months to a year.
Yeah, for a
It's
while.
not a quick like I'm gonna be gone for a couple of weeks to shoot some people and then I'm gonna come home. It's like 6 months to a year.
Like they did it on the car for him to leave.
So most likely that would not have been his child in real situations.
They should have just made her more pregnant looking.
Right.
Yeah.
'Cause
Just,
Or
Like,
they
you never
should have
see it
had a
afterwards,
baby.
yes.
She had already had a baby or
Yeah.
something.
so it was just like I thought it was like really weird. She didn't look pregnant. I mean, and so
Yeah.
I,
Right.
and I can't judge, but I was just like, this seems awfully fishy to me.
Mhm.
So
We had to figure that out and where that marker came from.
the miseries.
I have
of
to go
Con
back
Air.
and watch it again. I say that. I'm not watching it again.
Aw.
One and done. Thank you.
So, yeah. So he gets local rednecks want to dance or sleep. I don't know what they want to do with Trisha.
Yeah,
Poe.
they say dance, but let's be
Yeah, and
honest.
it's
Let's
like-
be
but
honest. It's more than
weird.
dance.
Dance? You want to dance?
I
Want to
mean-
dance?
I mean,
She looks easy.
she's already pregnant. So it's like, she knows she puts out.
You ain't never been to a bar in Alabama where they come up and say, "You want to dance?
You know, dance.
Want to dance?"
Yeah, but you ever been like in a life and death situation when you tell them no?
No, thank you. I'll meet you
I
outside.
tell you one thing that they got.
I mean, I've told people no many a
I'll
times.
tell you one thing they got right about Mobile. It was raining like hell.
Yeah.
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
I was like,
That is
this is the only
Mobile.
factual thing about.
Yeah.
And for those who are listening to the podcast and do not know, we are actually recording from Mobile, Alabama right now.
Yes,
so,
we are.
So we're
Yeah.
all millions. of
And if
viewers.
you listen to us, we do not sound like
Cameron
Cameron
Poe.
Poe, unless we're trying to sound
So-
like
oh,
Cameron Poe.
man.
So how about the oil rig right behind their fight though?
Yeah.
Like
the-
I'm watching, I was like, when has they ever gotten oil like just from some town in
Well,
Mobile?
actually, if you're like on Dolphin Island at certain
Yeah.
angles, she could be at a little bar on Dolphin Island. You can
And-
see oil rigs.
and
behind
that
you.
was
But,
kind
like,
that was
This
my
was like a
guess.
bump,
right,
and
like there was a
like a-
chain fence.
Oh no, they're in the
And then
water.
Yeah,
They're
no, they were
not.
like
Yeah, this is on the land.
land.
No,
Oh,
we
yeah.
do. Okay, we do not have any oil rigs on land.
like
in
they
Mobile,
came from the
Alabama.
oil rigged fenced in area to fight
Yeah.
him.
But
It
it
was
did
like
look like to
pumping.
me that at least when he arrived, it looked like Dolphin Island. Like he went straight to the bar right on.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right off the
I
boat.
do like the oil rig with the bar. It's like,
I mean,
dude,
you
5
know.
o'clock
Yeah.
comes in, guys. We're gonna.
Yep.
And honestly, I mean, I know it was the '90s, but even the '90s rednecks loved the military. So I don't expect the whole anti-military. I didn't buy that at all.
No,
Especially
No.
not in the
because
South.
In the South, we love our military.
Yeah.
Right,
especially not
right.
in the
and,
South.
And it was almost like when they were writing, was thinking like Vietnam era, like the spitting on the soldiers
Yes.
killing babies and stuff. And I'm like,
It's weird.
yeah, but you're in the South. We didn't do that either. So it's like
No.
it's really weird.
It's that one random small little itty bitty town people don't know that he went to learn the accent from. They also treat people that way there.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
want to put that in there in that script.
Yeah, I still want to know what part of Alabama he went to study his accent.
Well, next time he's in Mobile, we'll ask him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Invite him on.
I would show. Hell yeah, we'll have Nicolas Cage on the podcast in a heartbeat.
I might get one of those pillows that have the sequins that you move it up and it's his face. Like, I don't know how to sign it.
So he gets the rednecks come outside in the rain to go. I don't know, kidnap her or.
Whatever.
Oh, they about to get their lady.
And then Cameron Poe becomes army ninja and fights them all off. And kills one accidentally because he pulled a knife on him and just went. And yeah, he just did
Yeah.
the I'm gonna break your nose and crush your brain at the same time. You know?
Yeah.
He did it well.
Right. And so
Effective.
and then everyone was like, well, he killed him, so he's got to go to jail. And I'm like, also that would never happen.
No.
People are like,
No.
that dude just fell.
He fell on his face.
Face-
Well, he
Well-
was going to plead not guilty, though.
right.
Yeah, because he didn't do
Right.
it.
Yeah. But it was like self-defense, 3-on-1,
It was.
going after his wife. Like, what do you expect?
Right. And so I don't understand
Mm-hmm.
why like this. He has the worst lawyer. It's like the worst
The
lawyer.
worst lawyer and the judge apparently has issues with military men.
Right.
Clearly.
Obviously.
And that part was very quick in the whole movie. It was like a minute.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not
Which I
going to do
love.
it. Do it. Okay.
Honestly, I would watch a movie just about the trial for that.
Okay, I can see that.
Yeah.
Speaking of the trial, I have a friend Thomas Harper, who is a lawyer, I think, in the Army, and he is going to give us his thoughts on Con Air now.
Cameron Poe, retired Army Ranger, hero in uniform, father-to-be, husband, and criminal defendant. When Con Air starts, Poe finds himself in hot legal water. And it begs the question, is the scene in which he pleads guilty at all what happens in reality? And I'm searching for the legal term here, and you'll forgive me because I am a legal professional. It's bullshit. It's all bullshit, what you see there. The writers maybe at best had watched a movie about courtroom drama, what happens in a guilty plea. But from start to finish, even though this scene is really short, it's just completely detached from reality. For starters, he gets backed into a guilty plea that he doesn't want to do. And at the end of the day, I'm not going to lie that sometimes criminal defendants do take deals that aren't ideal. But at the end of the day, ethically, he needs to be pleading guilty to something that he believes he is guilty of. At least in the military and the federal criminal system, there's something along the lines of what's called a providence inquiry. So you have to go on record and tell the judge not just that you're pleading guilty, but why you're pleading guilty. Now, what's depicted in Con Air is state court, not federal court, at least as far as I can tell. So that system doesn't exist. But at the end of the day, his attorney has an ethical obligation to not walk him into a bear trap and plead guilty to something that he honestly doesn't believe he's guilty of. The other piece of it is that when he goes into trial, the whole premise of Con Air is that he ends up with this sentence, this 7 to 10 year sentence that's just way longer than anything the attorney forecast. Typically, if you're cutting a plea deal, you are handing the government the guilty plea, so they don't have to go through the expense and the time of a criminal trial, seating a jury, all the headaches that go into something like that. But you get something out of it too. Typically, you're either pleading to a lesser offense, so instead of something like murder, maybe you plead to manslaughter, something with a lower maximum possible prison sentence. But in most plea deals, you're also seeing an agreement as to the cap on the sentence. So why Poe ever agreed to any kind of plea deal in which he would plead with no cap on his sentence? I mean, at the end of the day, the words and the years that his attorney was predicting there, that should have been in writing, in an agreement between Poe and the prosecution, not left up to chance. You can walk a defendant in and plead what we call pleading naked, which means pleading without any kind of deal in place, without any kind of cap on years. And in certain systems, like the federal system, the government is merely agreeing to seek no more than a certain number of years, which carries weight, but the judge still has discretion. But usually you're going to see a cap on years that the judge has to abide by. Why that wasn't in place here, I have no clue. But that bear trap closed, and arguably you wouldn't have Con Air if he got just a year in prison or 2 years in prison. It'd be more like, local jail at the county air or something like that. Con bus, maybe, if he's riding on a bus from one county jail to the other. So in any event, it serves as a plot device. But the other piece that's just like mind-blowingly off in this is the judge's comments to Poe during the sentencing phase. He sort of twists around Poe's service and says that because of his military training, the normal laws that apply to normal people, which I guess if you serve in uniform, you're not a normal person anymore, but that they don't apply to him. And because of that, he's a deadly weapon. His entire body is a deadly weapon. As a kid, when I watched Con Air, that was like an amazing line because you're like, hell yeah. Poe is a deadly weapon. As an adult and as a lawyer, I'm just like pulling what little hair I have out at that sort of thing, because no matter who you are, the law does apply to you, and it applies equally to you. Now, could there be a circumstance where a factor like that, like his military training, might be seen as an aggravating factor, something that made his conduct worse in the moment. Maybe, but that's not what the judge says. The judge says, here's everybody else in this bucket. Here's you, and I'm going to sentence and treat you very differently than anybody else because of your military training. And that's just flat out not allowed. But I think we can thank the writers of Con Air because without that ridiculous courtroom scene, we wouldn't have had Con Air. And we can all agree that we're better off with Con Air in our lives than without it. So in this case, thank you for all those inaccuracies. You made young teenager Thomas very, very happy for many years.
And now we've learned some stuff from Thomas. Isn't
All
that
right,
great?
that was
Thank
awesome.
you.
All right. Thank you,
Thank you, Thomas.
Thank you, Thomas. So he goes. I pointed this out in the sermon, but it was weird to me. This is murder. It was manslaughter. He got charged for manslaughter. It's not a federal crime.
It's not a federal crime.
So he would go to state jail. So he'd probably go to Holman,
Right.
Yeah.
in Atmore or something. He wouldn't go. No, they send his ass to California like it's a federal thing.
Also, they give him 10 years for manslaughter.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And he
that's
just got
ridiculous.
And
done
it's like manslaughter
serving.
2. It's not even like 1. It's not the worst manslaughter.
You got into a bar fight. You were jumped by 3 people. You defended yourself. Accidentally killed one of them.
But he is.
But he's a machine.
He's a
Yeah, he's-
weapon.
Yeah.
The
Whatever.
laws
Yeah.
do not apply to you.
Wouldn't it be fun if they came back and they were like, you can either go to jail or just stop physically working out and lose all of your muscle to be less of a weapon?
Right.
Like, you can take this box of ho-hos and you can put it in your body. You can go. I'll
Also
take another burger, please.
Also, stop reading books and learning. Because he
Yeah,
does that
right.
the entire time while he's in jail. He's just like, how can I keep learning?
That's pretty great, though,
like-
especially being a simpleton from Alabama. He's like constantly.
I like his time in prison and how he spends his time in
Yeah.
prison. It's very productive.
It was.
Very productive.
I like it. One time he's learning origami. He got the origami book, and I'm like, oh, origami's going to totally show up in this movie. Doesn't?
Nope.
Not at all.
I know.
No.
I thought it was too.
He learns like 3 levels of Spanish.
Yep.
Doesn't use like any of it.
I
No.
don't really understand what made him decide to grow that mullet in prison.
He probably just didn't get a haircut, and that's just how his hair grows.
It grew where business in the front, party in the back.
Some people
it just
can't
naturally grew
grow
that way.
Some people can't grow that.
It is an epic mullet, though.
Yeah.
I do like that 90s mullet.
Oh God.
Like they
probably one of the
they even
best.
do like the slow mo like waving his hair when
Oh,
he
yeah,
when he's
yeah,
boarding the
100%.
plane. When they're like, "Who's that?"
I don't know, but I like the hair.
That mullet.
I also like the pink snowballs.
Oh yeah.
Oh
The whole bit is like those little pink things made me quite popular.
Made me quite popular. Is that a southern treat?
Snowball?
It's
It's
a
a-
hostess treat. You can-
Right. I didn't know if it was like something specifically that South gets.
No.
Should have been like moon pies.
No, it should have been Little Debbie's.
Like
straight
something
up
we
should've
get.
been Little
Should have
Debbie.
been a little Debbie.
Should have been a Little Debbie.
Technically,
like,
moon pies come from what? Tennessee.
Yeah, they're moon pies originally in Tennessee.
Okay.
Yeah,
They were given to minors.
Oh, okay.
yeah, but
For whatever
Yeah,
reason,
should-
we throw them here at Mardi Gras, but they're not ours.
it's just totally
Okay.
because they're easy and
Mm-hmm.
But we also now throw like literally everything.
Oh, yeah,
You know,
well-
boxes of ramen. You
Right.
know.
Pritchard. Not last year because of COVID, but the year before they were throwing rotisserie chickens from Walmart.
You were kidding
No,
me.
no, it was all over the news. It was the greatest thing ever. It was like, and I'm like, I will eat almost anything off a float. I'm not sure if I'm doing the chicken. I'm not.
I want to know, how does one go about catching a chicken? Like, do they like reinforce the packaging
I
so it doesn't pop
I-
open, or do they just take the chicken out and sling the chicken into the ground?
Can you imagine being on the float that smells it the whole time though? Like some of those
Ah.
chickens did not get thrown because
Right.
like you start to eat them because they smell good. Like you
I
walk into
would-
Walmart
I'd
with
be
fresh
sitting there.
rotisserie
Oh, yeah.
chickens, and you're like, I didn't want chicken.
Well,
Have you ever?
But I haven't.
Have you ever ridden on a float?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, you're in a society.
Right, I'm in a society, so I've ridden a few times, and so you try to buy enough items to throw to last the whole parade. So, like, and I split mine up, so 50%. I know where the halfway point is in the parade. So, this side gets thrown before the halfway point. This side gets thrown after the halfway point, and I try to space it out. But we were also drinking on these floats heavily.
Yep.
We're like doing shots, and we've got like big sippy cups of whatever, and
Sounds
we've
like
been
so much
drinking
fun.
beforehand, and we do the whole thing. There comes a point where you just start slinging shit. Like, you don't know. You might be your buddy's stuff. It could be the person. It doesn't matter. You're just throwing stuff. But you're right about, like, at some point, because we're drinking, we're, like, eating our moon pies and eating whatever else is up there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can imagine.
It's crazy.
I like there's a riot, and he's just like, I'm just going to nap.
Yep. He's like, I don't want to be part of this.
It looked like there was a jailbreak, and I thought that
Yeah.
was going to be the whole thing because I had
Mhm.
not seen the movie. I was like, where everyone's out and he just waits because he wants to go home.
Yep.
But no, he just takes a nap, and then we get past that part.
Right.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Then he has
business as usual.
Baby Odell as his cellmate.
Right.
Yeah.
That was
And
cute.
apparently
Their
there's,
friendship.
I don't, they're moving. Where are they moving? Where were they moving Baby Odell?
Texas, I
I-
thought. Was it Texas?
I don't remember.
I can't. Like, even after watching it just recently, I was like, why are they even moving him? Like,
Right. I don't.
I get why they were moving the rest of them.
I kept thinking it's like, well, maybe it's like Nicolas Cage is like a horse, and you put a travel animal with the horse to make
Yeah.
the travel. So Baby
They
Odell's like his
talked about
goat.
it.
There-
Yeah,
I
they
don't remember what
did.
they said. They said about it.
Also, like how they were like they built a Supermax in Alabama, which I don't think would ever happen. But Supermaxes are usually. Do you know what a Supermax is?
No.
Do you know what a Supermax is?
A Supermax? Where
Like-
one
like-
is?
No. Do you know what they are?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes,
I
that's
know.
what-
I thought you said,
yeah.
do you know
That's
where?
what they put
Yeah.
Hannibal Lecter in, a Supermax.
Like,
No,
I know
he
what
was
it
at a
is.
psychiatric hospital.
Oh, I thought it was a Supermax.
No, he's a
No,
psychiatric hospital.
Okay.
Supermaxes are for like the really terrible prisoners
Yeah.
that
Right.
cannot be
I
with.
mean, I knew.
Yeah.
they
I
were
thought you were
the
asking me
worst of the
where
worst.
they
Yeah.
were. I was like,
Well,
I don't know.
I think there's one in Colorado. They're usually like in like flatland areas where they're like even if you could. do
Wasn't
that.
Yeah.
Or like
Alcatraz a
Alcatraz.
Supermax?
Yeah.
That
No.
Supermaxes
No?
are kind of a new thing.
Oh, okay.
But something like that where it's like
Yeah.
you're surrounded by water and
Yeah,
yeah.
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 You ain't getting out of here.
Yeah, the Supermaxes are kind of like
Azkaban.
the modern Alcatrazes, and so
Okay. Not Shawshank though. Well, audience, what you're hearing is not us.
clearly it's not us.
Sorry about the interruption.
That's
Well-
all right. I don't think
It'll be fine.
that's weird. Okay.
So apparently, well, looks like Holman does actually have a Supermax.
Holman does?
Well,
Yeah.
not now because Holman's our local prison.
Well, Atmore.
Oh, yeah, it's
It's
local
at
for us. It's
Well, yeah.
It's our local prison, and because the rest of them we have jails, but we don't like Holman's our local prison,
Yeah.
and that's where actually all of Alabama's death row inmates are that's where we execute
Mhm.
people in Alabama. It's in Holman. Lethal injection. We used to use the big yellow mama, the electric chair.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
I
was like, what
Yeah.
have
the hell is
issues
that?
with lethal injection. I think that it is very costly and it could go wrong and it takes a while. I just don't understand why they can't just do it like in the back of the day. You just put a bullet in their head. Cheap, quick, effective, done.
There's a
Messy.
there's a cost to a human being's toll when you do that. So like, this is also the same thing with people with executioners who do like the electric chair, the switch and stuff. After a while, it gets heavy.
Yeah,
It's-
okay.
it's- that's
I
why-
can see
That's
that.
what the firing squad when they do firing squads. They it's one bullet. Everyone has a bullet, but only one of them's a real one.
Oh, so you don't know.
You don't
Yeah.
know which
Okay.
one is actually in. So that's how it works.
That makes sense.
So that's why that.
But I've often wondered, is like it seems like there would be even on the person dying, getting executed, it would be quicker. I mean, when to me, lethal injection, just like you're there, you're lying, and you know it's coming, and it's like,
But what if the firing squad misses? That
Well-
would suck too. Like if they hit it just enough so that you're like bleeding out.
Like,
yeah, that would be terrible.
It's happened. There's
Yeah.
execution.
Yeah.
There's not a clean execution.
They've
Guillotine?
been messy for
No.
even
No, those
guillotines. Like they've been
prescriptive.
messy for as long as we can go
Yeah,
back.
We're real bad at it. Anyway.
Anyway, okay.
On to back
Next.
to the movie.
Yeah.
Parking on
So
up.
because we've just barely scratched the surface.
Oof.
We haven't got on the plane yet.
Man, we got a lot, and I'm hungry. Let's do it. Plus, I have a
well,
drink. I got a drink.
Keep
Mhm.
well,
I know.
keep
It-
going. What else you would like to talk about with this movie?
There's all kinds of
I didn't
stuff.
like it.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
It wasn't my favorite.
I like it.
The music. Let's talk about the music. Okay. Every time music played, it was like overly whatever it needed to be. Like
Yeah,
if it was
it-
sappy music,
Yeah.
it was like the highest level of sappy
That's a Jerry
music.
Bruckheimer thing.
Right.
Yeah.
That's a whole. Jerry Bruckheimer produced this film. He got Michael Bay's his start, and all. So he's a big action.
Well done.
The Pirates of the Caribbean movies are all his. So he's like these big score.
But it was all like sappy, like overly done sappy,
Yeah.
but like Sarah McLachlan type stuff, but not.
Right.
So like they're dancing in the bar, and it's like, why is this music playing? Like it didn't fit.
Yeah.
It was every music. It just didn't fit. It was always uncomfortable. I don't know. The music got to me.
So in I wrote the sermon in the way from Cameron Poe's perspective. I didn't touch on Larkin and Chief O'Brien's whole thing about the.
That was a banana.
Yeah.
I enjoyed that.
I like Larkin. He
Yeah, I
was
did
fun.
too. John Cusack was.
I mean,
I think
yeah.
John Cusack's really good in this movie.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think so too.
And so, and then Colin Meaney's all like, not Colin Meaney, but was like, well, I don't believe anybody, and you're a dork, and I'm getting a helicopter to shoot this thing down.
Criminals are criminals.
Criminals are criminals,
He's like the jock of the movie, and the other guy's like the nerd.
Which is funny because I know him from Star Trek.
Right.
For like many years of Star Trek. He's been on 2 Star Trek series.
Yeah.
And so I know he's an actor, but I can't see him like he's like totally miscast in this role.
Do you think he did it well though?
He was fine. He was
Yeah.
fine, but he's not like I could not see.
I've seen him in other things.
No, I've seen him in other
Yeah.
things too, but but in this particular role, I could not unsee Chief O'Brien.
Yeah.
Like
I think everybody else though was cast perfectly. Like I would not get John Malkovich
Oh,
as the
Malkovich-
villain,
Oh, he's
yes.
amazing.
Sorry.
and like
Yeah, I thought they were all good.
I mean even Dave Chappelle. Like I thought he was great for his part.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think all the prisoners were fantastic.
I do too.
I
It
really
was
do.
well cast. I do
That's
agree.
good. And I love all the plane stuff.
And Steve Buscemi is just so.
It's so creepy.
I'm so
Yeah.
glad the little girl was alive.
Did you
Like
Yeah.
when the
Did you
cup
fret
broke,
when-
I was
when-
like, "Oh my god, no! Oh my god, no!" And then he had the doll, and I was like, "Oh my god, no!" And then at the end, she's like, "Bye," and I was like, "Yes." And then
Yay,
he was
he
singing
didn't eat
it.
her.
I know,
Yeah.
pretty much. I was like, "Don't wear her head for states. Don't do
Oh,
it."
and Danny Trejo is Johnny 23, and he had been convicted 23 times of rape.
Right.
Mhm.
Yeah.
23 counts of rape.
And he goes, if they really knew it was it would be Johnny 300, and John Malkovich doesn't quite have the same ring to it.
Yeah.
And then also Steve Buscemi makes fun of them for singing "Sweet Home Alabama"
Right.
after they
Yeah.
leave.
But it's
He did his role really well.
Yeah.
I like Larkin trying to get to the airfield, so he steals the agent's car.
Right,
And-
that's great.
Yeah.
And they hook
They hook it
plane
up.
to the car.
Yeah.
That
And
was
it's like,
good.
Is that my plane? Is that my
No,
car?
no.
He's like, "No, there's no way, 'cause it's parked all the way back over there." And then it lands. That was pretty awesome.
I think John Malkovich has the dumbest death scene I've seen in a movie.
Right?
Which one was that?
That he gets catapulted off the ladder.
Oh,
and then he
yeah,
gets
he
crushed.
was Cyrus, or what's his face?
Yeah, Cyrus
Yeah.
gets his
Mhm.
head crushed.
Yeah, it just.
Because most of them are shot, right? No one else has anything like dramatic. It's they're
Yeah, and then Steve Buscemi gets away.
yeah. Steve Buscemi gets away.
I'm just amazed at how quickly the guards on that plane lost control.
It was so fast.
It was like,
They knew how intense it was too, and it happened so fast.
right. Completely
They lost
lost
it. Lost it quickly. And the DE agent with the gun. Yeah, the guy. So the movie has a DE agent who's undercover.
I
and-
like that he was an afterthought. It,
Right.
Yeah.
it should be done this way.
and then he sneaks a gun on board, which they were like, "Don't bring guns," and like, "We're totally bringing guns."
It was the bully, the
Yep.
jock.
Yeah.
And of course he gets killed, and they get another gun. It's just like,
Yep.
how did you not see this happening?
Right?
Don't you feel
Yeah,
like
because
he
then they
would've-
have 2 guns because they all got the one from the pilots
Right.
as
Yeah.
well.
Mhm.
They hadn't got the stuff out of the belly out of the belly of the plane yet, all the weapons. Also, if you, I get you have a plane full of prisoners, a cargo plane full of prisoners, but how is having all the guns in the belly going to help you? Because you if something goes wrong, you have to get to the
Yeah.
To the belly,
get
yeah.
to
Right.
the belly. of the
Yeah,
gun.
if you're
right in
gonna-
the middle of all the prisoners.
If you're gonna have a no guns policy, no guns,
no
none.
guns. Just have
Not
sticks.
not even one for the pilots, just none.
No
No
guns.
Oh, that's weird.
Do you think that DEA agent should have been better?
Yes.
Yeah, it should be.
Like,
better
are they
this time.
often put in positions where they're that uncomfortable that they just are not good at all? Isn't that Monk?
No, it was not Tony Shalhoub, but
No.
it looked like Tony
Okay,
Shalhoub.
thank you. But yeah, he flustered it up so quickly. I was like, this is your job, though. You weren't like a random person picked because you were a
Yeah.
civilian.
Were you clear on why he was there? I wasn't.
So,
He had to sit next to
so,
someone.
so basically, he was supposed to be watching a specific person. I forget who.
Santiago, right?
Yeah,
The guy was named Santiago. He's
Yeah.
supposed to- and,
Yeah, and
and
so
it was like, this is the last time we can speak to Santiago until he gets the Supermax. And
Yep.
I'm like, why?
Confess or
but
something.
yeah,
It was never
they
established.
never
though.
established and I would assume with DEA it has to do with like
Drugs.
Maybe
Yeah.
maybe he was working
Maybe
for the
he would,
cartel.
yeah. I mean,
Oh,
he
yeah,
was.
I mean, he's totally a drug dude, but it was like, my point was, you already had him in jail. What more do you, I
What
mean,
evidence else do you need?
is, right.
Yeah.
And if he's not told you now to cop a plea, he's not going to tell you. He's not going to be like, hey, buddy, I did some other terrible shit.
Right.
Yeah.
Or my
Oh.
boss Enrique was like,
And also, if you're trying to get information from him, maybe don't bring a gun. Back to our gun point.
Right.
oh, it is.
There's a lot of things like that came up, but it never
Yeah.
was discussed. Like he
And-
never even like made eye contact with him or was like, "Hey." He was just like nervous the whole time. Like
Yeah.
so many things like that. That
Right.
Like it would have probably worked better if he worked with Poe. Like,
I know why Poe has a mullet. He's basically prisoner Jesus.
oh yeah,
There
yeah.
you go. Prisoner
Yeah.
Prisoner
Jesus.
Jesus.
Because he has just a dumb need to help everybody.
Yep.
He-
Like he mediates that thing until the DEA agent decides, oh, I'm gonna shoot anyways.
Right. Ugh.
What kills me is at the end where like all this stuff's happened. Casey is a witness to some of this, in
Right.
Vegas, which is crazy. And after all the blowing up and this and that and people dying and cops and whatever, he still got this bunny.
it's looking
That's
rough.
disgusting at this
Oh, poor
point.
bunny.
I
Yeah.
mean, it is gross and scary looking, and he tries to force his bunny on this
No,
child.
No. He's the mom tries
the
to force
mom.
I
it.
know it.
He says it's fine.
Right, because he's
Yeah.
like, here's the bunny.
I know, but why would you even present such a thing?
It was like the one thing throughout the movie that made it. Like
Right.
he saw it at the beginning, it came up again, and then put it back in the
Also,
box. Put bunny
Where
back
does
in
a
the box.
prisoner get a bunny? Are they?
He traded some pink balls for that bunny, Scotty.
At the commissary.
Okay, he had to trade some balls for
He
that
probably
bunny.
Why are there bunnies at the commissary?
If he had those balls, he could have
In
gave it to his
case you-
diabetic
In
friend.
case your child comes to visit you on visitor day and you want to get your child a present.
I'm gonna hold on to that because my kid's not gonna see me in no penitentiary. I'm gonna see him in person.
That's right.
He probably got it on the last day though, because you wouldn't hold on to that the whole time you're in prison.
Right.
No.
He may have sent it to her
He
earlier.
bought that bunny because it was going to be
Be her
her
birthday.
birthday.
Yeah.
On July 14th.
Yeah.
I'm
Day
gonna
before
see.
my birthday.
I'm gonna see my daddy on July 14th, and my birthday is on July 14th.
I
Happy
like-
birthday.
I do like when Cyrus is.
Yeah,
reading
when
the
he's
letter.
reading it.
I think Malkovich is about damn perfect for this movie. I like.
Oh, yeah.
It's a dumb. I like that. I know you didn't enjoy it, but it's a dumb premise, but it's kind of fun.
It's executed.
And it's
Yeah.
like
Well.
it's like junk food. It's like I don't have to watch this every day, but I'm glad I'm here. I'm enjoying this moment.
It's
I-
one of my husband's favorite movies,
see
just
that.
for that
I could see
reason,
that too.
because it's just ridiculous.
It's not that there weren't spots that were
Mhm.
good. I don't think it held up very well, so it was just difficult to watch because some of it, like I said, the music didn't fit right,
Right.
and
Yeah.
so having had never watched it before and
Right.
watching it for the first time now, and it just things didn't, like I said, some things didn't get
Yeah.
discussed again, and so I don't think it held up very well. But I can understand where it has that like. I love eating this honey bun. I'm not going to eat it all the time because it's terrible for you and it's full of like all the sugar you need in life. But every now and again, you're like, I feel like a honey bun.
I
It
could-
reminds me of
Yeah.
this time.
I could honestly see it being remade. It has a good premise, like
probably
in
could
theory.
be.
Like
Yeah.
you
Oh,
just,
yeah, but it would
the
ruin
cat,
it.
Yeah,
the cast would be the tough part. Like
Yeah.
how do
Then,
you?
then what would we have fun to make?
Yeah.
What
Right.
would we have to make fun of if
Yeah.
they remade
But
it?
I would 100% watch them redoing that whole thing, just focusing on the trial. Like, just like,
Caleb's
let's
got
go
the
back
perfect
to
movie for
that
this.
trial because
yeah.
it did last a while.
Yeah, like because trials take a long time.
Yeah.
So like just
This
the
was
trial.
fast. It was like 3 months.
Yeah.
That's what I'm
Because
saying. It was
Casey's not
quick.
born. She's born after he goes to prison.
Yeah.
so-
Right.
I think that's why she had to be so early in her pregnancy too. Is the idea of I've never met my daughter
Right,
and
right.
I'm
Yeah.
not going to until I'm free.
Right.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So you have a libation for us?
I do.
Oh, I'm ready for this. Don't know what it is. Doesn't matter.
If you would
I'll
Wha-
be-
get 3 cups.
While you're making the libation, I guess I will do some apocrypha for you. How about
Alright.
that?
But I
Okay.
will interrupt you from time to time
Please.
to talk about the libation.
Please. So Jason Isaacs. Do you know who Jason Isaacs is?
I do.
I know the name.
He's in Harry
I
Potter.
know
Yeah.
the name.
Yes.
Okay, is it?
He's
Is it-
Lucius Malfoy.
I was gonna
Yep.
ask if it was what's his face's dad.
Yeah, it's
yeah, that
Lucius.
was
It's
the
Lucius.
blonde hair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jason Isaacs revealed an awkward story in an interview about when he tried out for the role of Cyrus the Virus. His audition involved performing a scene with a handgun, so he had to use a nearby pencil as a prop. But then the camera assistant offered him a real gun and that he had tucked under his shirt and his belt. Isaac said his voice shot up 3 octaves and it went all Jerry Lewis saying, "Oh my God, it's a real gun." He said director Simon West was as wide-eyed as he's been working with the assistant for a while and had no idea he had a gun.
That would throw off an
Yeah.
audition for sure. To sit down and do something and be like, "No, use my gun." He's like, "This is real."
Willem Dafoe and Mickey Rourke auditioned for the part of Cyrus. During Rourke's audition, he improvised by producing a razor-sharp Bowie knife, both terrifying and impressing the director. Though suitably impressed, they decided to cast John Malkovich instead.
I could
Gary
definitely see
Oldman was
Defoe.
the first choice to play Cyrus the Virus.
Oh, I can see that.
Okay.
Kevin Bacon, Alec Baldwin, George Clooney, De Niro, Douglas, Richard Dreyfuss, James Gandolfini, Ed Harris, Rutger Hauer, William Hurt, Michael Keaton, Michael Madsen, Jack Nicholson, Sean Penn, Ron Perlman, Tom Robbins,
Full on names.
Tom Sizemore, John Travolta, Peter Weller, and Bruce were also considered, which means they were on the list.
So they
Yeah.
literally were like, "Who's everybody we know?"
It's usually how
Like
these movies work out.
anybody that's been in an action film ever.
Robert Downey Jr., Charlie Sheen, and Matthew Broderick were considered for Vince Larkin.
Interesting.
Tim Roth was the first choice of the part of Garland, the Marietta Mangler Green. He and Steve Buscemi both appeared in Reservoir Dogs 5 years earlier. So, the film unites Michaelite, let's see, Michaelati Williamson. I know I'm selling that wrong. Michaeletti Williamson and Dave Chappelle,
Oh, okay.
who Baby Odell, who have in common a fun fact regarding the role of Bubba in Forrest Gump. Chappelle turned down the role,
Oh no,
and Williamson got the part.
that's awesome.
So there were 2 potential Bubba Gumps on that.
Well, that's cool.
All right.
And last but not least, the film is called Les Airs de l'Enfer, The Wings of Hell in France. Con in French is a slang word for dumb people.
Oh, interesting.
Look at what you got going on.
I
here.
know.
I'm just giving interesting facts, and you've got.
I'm not mad about it.
I'm not mad at it either.
What is that fancy thing?
This is Chambord.
I don't know what that means.
It's a word.
Because I watch Bar Rescue,
Yeah.
and they say when you're doing your shake, you have to smile.
It does make a difference.
Okay. Glasses, please. Look, I'm surrounded by my favorite things.
I'm so intrigued right now.
I'm fascinated.
You're doing a great job.
She is doing a really good job pouring. Oh, there's champagne on top.
I don't know if you can shake champagne.
I mean, you can shake anything.
Once.
You
Oh.
guys, I did not even search this out on the internet. This is something I tried at home. This is my own thing. I'm sure there's something like it out there, but this is what I made up.
What do you call this fancy drink?
Put the bunny in the box.
Okay.
So I was looking up a little bit of stuff. And
So what does this have in
Yeah.
it?
So it's equal parts. If you'll give this,
Give one to Caleb.
it's equal
Thank
parts Chambord, and if you don't know what Chambord is, it's a raspberry liqueur. Equal parts vodka. My vodka of choice is Tito's. Use whatever you want to use. And I did a splash of the pink lemonade, which Scotty will enjoy with us. And then you shake that up over ice, and then you pour your champagne, which is Kirkland's brand because I'm cheap.
Whatever works.
Whatever you got, baby.
And so there you go.
All right.
So
All right.
enjoy.
Cheers.
Put the bunny in the box.
Put the bunny in the box.
Bunny in the box. That's delightful. It does
Oh,
kind of
yeah.
taste like a weirdly like childlike thing.
Mhm.
Right.
Oh, it's
Isn't
good.
that nice?
Yeah.
Yeah. See, I did
I
good.
want pancakes now.
I know. Wait, so do you have another
Chocolate
cup?
pancakes. I have them over here. Yeah.
Okay, give me one, and I'm going to let you try this Chambord on its own because it's also delicious. Another one of my favorite drinks with Chambord, since I'm the lady of libations, is if you take Screwball whiskey and mix it with the Chambord. It tastes like peanut jelly.
I like Screwball whiskey.
So apparently the plane model that was used for the Jailbird was given both military and private owners over its history.
Yeah, I've got
Yeah.
that in our fun facts.
Yeah.
So we'll talk about that.
Yeah.
That's good.
That's also good in, like if you, there's a particular beer that you can put Chambord in, and it's really good. And I'll get back to you
It's
on that.
really
I
good.
think there's a peanut butter porter that if you put Chambord in, it tastes really good, like a
I'm gonna have
you
to
can
get
enjoy.
that.
So anyway,
Mm.
there
All
you
right.
go.
So
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So how about some bar trivia?
Yeah.
Bar trivia. Let's do it.
Dave Chappelle improvised most of his lines.
That's
Yeah.
not surprising.
Yeah.
John Malkovich was unhappy during the production because the script was being rewritten virtually every day, so he had no idea what his character was going to do.
Which one was that?
That's the villain.
Cyrus the Virus.
I can see that too.
Damn it! I just learned these lines.
Exactly. The film is dedicated to Philip Schwartz, an effects specialist who died during the filming when a rigged plane fell and crushed him.
Oh
Oh
God.
my gosh.
John Cusack dislikes this film so much that he refuses to be interviewed about it.
That's see.
Oh.
It's a shame. It's a good
Yeah.
movie.
It is.
And he did a
He
great
did
job
a great
in it.
Really
job.
good in it.
I think he should embrace the silliness of it. To be honest,
I think now he would probably.
it did not
Yeah.
hurt his career
No.
at all.
This was our favorite one. We had mentioned this before. Nicolas Cage traveled to Alabama to work on his accent. It is, however, one of the worst renditions of a Southern accent in film history. As Southerners, I have to agree.
I have never heard that accent other than Nicolas Cage.
I would like to do some further research into where he went. I'm so curious.
We'll have to find out. I did look, and I couldn't find it. It just kept saying Alabama. I was like, oh, really? What?
There's a lot of places.
How
in
many
Alabama.
Oscars was this movie nominated for?
The fact that there was even nominated, I would say,
Maybe one for like all the fighting and
I'm going to
effects.
say 3.
Just stands right.
One, just one?
But it
Okay.
wasn't for that.
What was it
I was
for?
trying to think of crazy
Not the
stuff.
music.
Yes.
Oh, was that
Are you-
music?
Are you fucking kidding me?
The theme song "How Do I Live"
Yep.
was nominated for both an Oscar for
How
best
do I live
be-
without
best
you?
original song and a Razzie for the worst original song.
Wait, wait.
Nice.
But
So
which?
this song was made for this movie?
Yes.
Yes.
I did not know that.
No,
No.
Okay.
no, which is weird to me, but
Because how do you get original?
exactly, because my next fact contradicts that, and I looked it up, and the second fact was right. So I don't know how like money. By the way, it did not win neither the Oscar nor the Razzie for best worst.
Didn't get the best, didn't get the worst, and just mediocre.
Hey, I
The
mean,
theme song "How Do I
Mediocre.
Live" was originally performed by Leanne Rimes 2 years before when she was only 14. So
So she must have like sold it to them.
She
I
did a lot
guess.
of movie songs. One of my
Mhm.
favorite movies she did music for
Coyote Ugly.
Coyote Ugly.
Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah.
I love that movie.
Coyote Ugly, man.
Can we do that one next?
Oh, I'd love.
We have to get up on the
We'll
bar
put it
and
next
dance.
season.
Dance.
We'll put it on the. What should do? Should go to New Orleans. Go to Coyote Ugly.
I go a lot every time I go to New Orleans. My
I've
husband
never
and I both go.
been.
Oh, we need to go.
Yeah, we do.
I will take you to Coyote Ugly,
Okay.
and we'll get up on the bar, and we'll do.
Ooh.
Don't challenge the bar girl.
That's the one that you were
bartender.
trying to
Yes,
do
that
the-
was
the
at Coyote
pouring
Ugly.
in. Okay.
Don't challenge them to any drinking sports.
Okay.
Because they got this.
Somebody beat Stephanie at drinking is what we're saying
Well,
right now.
the thing is, though, I figured I went.
she
home.
didn't pull it up.
Yeah,
yeah.
I went
Oh,
home
she
and
can
figured.
hang. We're not.
It's not the drinking part. It's
It's the smoothness of what she was doing.
Yeah, I didn't. It was the mechanics of it, which I went home and figured out because I'll be damned if I lose again.
Come back. I'll be back.
That's it.
And so this is what Kayla was saying earlier. The jailbird airplane was during the flight scenes had a series of owners, both military and private. In 2003, it was sold to All West Freight Incorporated in Dallas and Delta Junction, Alaska. On August 1st, 2010, it crashed into Mount Healy in Denali National Park, killing all three flight crew. So
The actual plane.
the jailbird
Yep.
plane crashed in 2010.
Yep.
The car DA agent Duncan Mallory, or Chief O'Brien, drives is a 1967 Corvette Stingray C2.
It's beautiful.
It is
At
beautiful.
the time of the filming, it would have retailed at $38,000.
Nice.
Probably about 5 times that.
It's
now.
about what I owe
Yeah.
on my car right now.
The events of the movie take
Can
place.
we talk about his keychain?
Yeah, Star Trek communicator. Yeah, communicator. Yeah, Star Trek
It
communicator.
was so cute.
The events of the movie take place on July 14th. It's mentioned several times in the letter, including it's Herbert Casey's birthday. What else happened on July 14th? What big thing happened on July 14th in history?
Oh, in history?
Yeah.
Well, I'm on the 15th, so
My
not me.
No.
my husband's the 17th, so wasn't that?
It wasn't.
Jeff's,
No, it's
Jennifer's the 17th.
It's not who was born. It's a big
a big event.
that has to
Does it
do
have
with
to do with NASA?
has to do with prisons.
Oh,
Prisons. There was
well,
a
what
famous
coincidence.
prison break.
Probably the most famous prison.
Alcatraz,
Nope.
Shawshank.
Redemption.
July 14th is the date of a famous and historically significant prison break. The French Revolution started on July 14th, 1789, when the people of Paris stormed the fortress prison known as the Bastille.
The Bastille.
The
Bastille
Bastille-
Day.
Yeah,
It's Bastille Day.
And then when the Bastille
Oh.
was where people, particularly political prisoners, were in prison simply based on arbitrary and malicious royal edicts, they could not be
Or like
appealed.
a debtor's prison.
Exactly. And so they broke people out. That's how it started. And they tore the Bastille down. Like, it was a stone prison. And by the time they were done, they had ripped all the stone down
So back in the
by
day,
hand.
they would put you in prison if you owed money.
That's some low down bullshit.
Now, how are you going to earn money to pay them back if your ass is in prison? It didn't make any sense.
It doesn't.
They
They were
s-
learning.
They
were the
s-
teenagers of society. They just roll their eyes a lot.
They still do that, especially in this country, because it's in our constitution.
That's called tax evasion.
In our constitution, you're not supposed to do that. However, bail is kind of a debtor's tax,
Mm-hmm.
and so there's a whole thing about it. But anyway,
That is
what's the
interesting.
body count of this movie?
Oh God.
Oh, Jesus. Hold on. Let me count.
With their crash in Vegas, someone died there. You know they did. I bet it was a lot of
I would
Elvises.
say these would be deaths on screen. So.
Oh.
Okay.
Well, let me. Okay.
The
Thank
ones
you.
we know for sure.
Yeah, folks died in Vegas when that plane crashed, but we didn't see those.
27.
27,
I'm gonna go with 39.
39. Caleb.
I'm
there was
going
that
over
whole
I'm going over
shootout.
the characters list to think on it, but it's pretty low in actually.
Well, think about Carson City. Or that linear or whatever.
They killed arbitrary people there.
Yeah, that place where the.
maybe about 20.
Justina's the closest at 39. The
Okay.
official body count is 43.
Oh, wow.
Okay. Well, like, 'cause they had that
I
whole
know-
shootout.
yeah,
That's the only time.
But
and
yeah, the rest of it is really low.
Yeah.
Right.
Like
According to technical advisors on the film, Cyrus the Virus would have been killed instantly when the ladder hit the small bridge after the fire truck chase sequence at the end.
I would think so. Yeah.
At the very least, he would be unconscious when his head was smashed.
But they really wanted to add in
yeah.
double tap.
So, Bartab, our budget of the film was estimated at $75 million. It grossed
Oh yes, please.
$101 million in the U.S. and Canada. Its opening weekend was June 8th, 1997. its opening weekend was
It didn't open on July 14th.
It did not.
No.
Missed opportunity.
July 14th
That
would
would
have
have been great.
been a Thursday. July 14th would have been a Wednesday. Yeah, you could open on a Wednesday. Opening weekend was 24 million.
Wow.
So, what were the top 5 movies of June
Oh, Jesus.
7th? The weekend of June 7th.
You know what I should have looked up when I was looking up fun facts?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Movies.
Where do you think this falls?
97.
Where do you think this falls in the top 5?
I'm not allowed to guess because
In
I just
top
saw
5?
it.
4.
Top-
This one?
Yeah, this one of the opening weekend.
Oh, the opening weekend.
5.
Okay, hold on. If it's the opening weekend, they made essentially like a third
Yeah, they made a
of
third
their
opening
budget.
weekend.
Mm-hmm.
So third. I'm gonna put them at third.
They opened number 1.
Oh, wow.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Okay.
24 million is pretty much
It is.
guaranteed for.
Okay.
I guess in
one.
'97, yeah.
Yeah.
Here's the other films.
Oh gosh.
We're not going to guess?
You can.
I don't know.
I don't want to guess.
You're
There-
all terrible.
Okay, let me think.
Stephanie. Jurassic Park.
97.
Oh, number 2, Lost World.
Oh my
Hey.
gosh! High five! High five!
Jurassic Park 2.
I got one. Caleb, did you hear it?
I want to
Yeah.
say that there's
Was that
a Star
recorded?
Wars.
Yeah, it
that
was.
came
Y'all
out.
see me?
There was, but not that weekend.
Okay.
Toy Story.
No Toy Story. That was 95.
Just going through
Say
my
that.
list.
I say that every year, every podcast.
I don't know.
It's like I don't know. It's my
There
go-to.
should be a T-shirt. Toy Story. No, 1995.
Just it's 1995. What is that
I
about
don't
Toy Story?
Multipass.
I don't know what that is.
Oh, Multipass, Fifth Element.
Fifth Element.
Oh
Uh,
my God, that's in my
Oh.
year.
Yeah. Let's see,
I thought
97.
Multipass was the name of the
I'll give you
movie.
clues.
Yeah.
I've never
Okay,
seen
clues.
Teen-
Number four,
oh.
number 4 is a Jim Carrey movie.
Liar,
The Mask.
Liar, liar. Yes.
Oh,
yeah.
well done.
Mm.
And you won't get this one. The
Okay,
fifth.
first of all, you don't know me.
Yes, I do.
Give me a clue.
Yeah.
Clint Eastwood, political thriller.
Ooh.
Go and make my day.
Political thriller.
Is that Clint
Yeah, I
Eastwood?
don't know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
look at you.
Yes,
Oh.
guys, I am on fire right now. It wasn't the
Absolute
right
power.
thing.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
All right. The top 5 films of 1997.
Oh, jeez.
There was a
This-
Star Wars one.
Where does Con Air follow the year
Oh.
1997?
Ooh.
11.
I'm gonna go like out of 100.
Out of 100.
Let's do 25.
25. Caleb.
30.
It's gonna be
Stephanie
a
is
three.
right at 11.
Right at 11.
Right.
You were kidding me. You're killing
You
this podcast right
nailed it.
now.
Holy crap! That was
We're
a
gonna
guess,
have to have
guys.
this drink
It
next
was
week
it was
too.
the
It's
the
a
put the
drink.
bunny in the box. It makes
Mm.
my
The
brain
bunny
work.
is coming out of the box and knowledge.
The bunny is coming out of the
Can
box.
you name the top 5 films of 1997?
Okay, we're not gonna push our
Okay.
luck right now.
Jurassic
I will
Park.
say
Jurassic
Done.
Park.
I will say 2 of them are in the top weekend we just mentioned.
Okay,
Okay.
Jurassic Park.
and Fifth Element.
The Lost World Jurassic Park. So Jurassic Park 2.
Mhm.
Well, I want to
Yeah.
make sure you're clear on that.
Okay.
Yes, is number 2.
Number 2.
Yep.
The Fifth Element is not.
So
Okay.
it's gonna be the Clint
So
Eastwood
it's-
one.
yeah.
It's got to be.
No.
Okay,
Oh.
then it's
Oh,
going to
I
be
assumed
the
'cause he's Clint Eastwood. He'd be like,
what was the other one we mentioned?
Hang on, hold on, I'm getting there.
Was we already mention?
We did Jurassic Park, Fifth Element. Was it this movie, Con Air?
No, Con Air was
No, it
11.
was 11.
There was
That's right,
another
that's
one.
right.
Toy Story.
No.
Oh.
I don't know.
it's
It was,
95.
You guessed the film.
Yeah.
Star
Liar,
Wars.
liar,
No,
liar,
no,
liar,
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 liar.
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 Liar Liar is number 3.
And that is also from putting Buddy in the box.
That's
What's
it.
Star Wars? Star Wars is there's a Star Wars on the list.
It was
Okay, so this is.
what? It would have been a re-release.
Hold on. Let me think. 97.
Yep.
Jack was born in 95.
That's how I do my
Phantom Menace.
Mm-mm.
That was 99.
Yeah.
That was 99.
It was a
Okay, no, it wasn't. Then that is the.
It was a re-release.
Okay, I don't know.
Star Wars Episode 4: New Hope Special Edition.
Oh,
Yeah.
Number 5. So the re-release of New Hope.
I get the re-release of New Hope.
Mm.
There's 2 more left. Do you want hints?
No.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
The number 1 movie of 1997, Will Smith.
Men in Black.
Men in Black.
Yep.
I was gonna do the
It was
Wild
the
Wild
bunny.
West.
Number
Wild
4,
Wild West.
That was the same.
Get Off My Plane.
Oh,
Snakes and
No, Air Force One.
Air Force
Force
One.
One.
Yeah.
Air Force
The
One.
other.
Not snakes on a plane. Get these snakes off my.
Why can't you say
plane.
motherfucking? It's the next
Yeah.
next
Okay.
podcast.
Oh, that's
Oh
right. I
my
keep forgetting
gosh.
about that.
Oh man. I wouldn't say snakes
Get
on a
your
plane,
mother
and I was
I
like,
don't
no,
want
no,
a lot
no,
of
and
language
went
on the plane,
straight
but we
into
can
it.
every now and
Also,
then.
Not a lot of
Also,
language
Wild
on the
Wild
plane.
West would have been the same year as our previous film,
By the way, Wild Wild West was a
Which
terrible
was-
movie.
Matrix.
Which was 99?
Yeah.
we because we talked about the Wild West.
1999. I forget.
We have done. This is the 4th movie in 1997 we've done. By the
You know,
way.
I started writing these down for fun facts in the future, so
Right.
that the next time we get a 97, I'll know we've done that, and I'll have to come up with new fun facts.
right.
So
We're gonna guess.
no,
I
I can
would-
tell you what.
Event
they are.
Horizon.
Event Horizon.
Mhm.
I
There
just
you
know
go.
that for my fun facts.
Yeah, actually, I'll let you guess. What's the other 2?
No. No.
Oh,
no, thank you.
Eight
That-
heads in a duffel bag.
It has a duffel bag.
Well done.
Yeah.
And there's another one?
Yep.
Is it the kid one? The monster, whatever?
No.
Okay.
Out of every movie we have done,
Uh-huh.
what is the one you hated the most?
Star Trek.
First
It
Contact.
doesn't matter
First
which one it
Contact.
is. It's just Star Trek. Just Star Trek.
First Contact came in '97.
That's fantastic.
So
I like that. That's the one I remember. Like,
again, I know you. Like you
what
don't
is
know.
it like? Spock comes off the planet. I don't know. Someone comes. I don't know. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, that's
Doesn't
the one,
matter.
That's the one. Every time we talk about, you're like, oh, it goes to the planet and they do the thing.
They do
that's
the
actually that
thing.
movie this time.
This
Yeah.
is it. Thumb in or thumb out? Thumb out. Okay.
Mhm.
The lung and prostate.
Does it matter which hand? I learned in Cub Scouts you have to use your right hand for anything. Have you ever paid attention to that? Does it matter which hand?
I
I
was
don't think it
a
matters.
Girl Scout and a Boy Scout. So
Were you?
I was.
Fun.
On my
Jennifer
honor, I
did,
will
like-
try to serve God, my country, and mankind, and live by the Girl Scout law.
Proud of you.
'Kay.
I'm very proud of you right now.
I have additional fun facts.
Please
Ooh.
continue.
I have a whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
I did some research.
Oh shit.
The Con Air program is a real thing.
Okay, I can see that.
Cons take over
It
the
is called the-
airplanes.
No,
No,
like
no,
you
no,
have
yeah.
to fly them
Yeah.
places.
It is called the Justice Prisoner and Alien Transport System. JPATS.
Japats.
It is the largest prison transport network in the world using the Federal Bureau of Prisons or the U.S. Immigration and Custom Enforcement.
Interesting.
Headquarters in Kansas City, Missouri. It was formed in 1995. It moves more than 260,000 prisoners / aliens per year.
So this came out 2 years before the movie.
So
Yeah.
do
this
they
happened and they wrote the movie.
do they
But-
fly the aliens back up to their mother country?
Yeah, they find them. Yeah,
I was wondering.
So
Like
you-
I'm talking about, like if they're Martians or
sure, if they want. I mean,
Plutonians, whatever.
sure, I guess.
That would be an interesting movie.
What kind of plane is this, Scotty? That it can
I'm
go
gla-
to its mother country.
I'm glad you could ask. Usually, the airline employs a Boeing 737-400 to transport convicts and illegal residents out of the country for extradition. Smaller jets and turboprops are also used to transport individual prisoners who are considered particularly dangerous or notorious, as well as individuals in witness protection programs.
So it's not a specific one.
No.
They just use a certain
They have
type
a-
usually.
Yeah, and they have a bunch of them actually.
It's not like the
yeah.
one they use for everyone.
So-
Well, I'm sure that they have to have so many in their like little arsenal of planes because they have to modify them for the prisoners.
Immediately after September 11th, 2001, after the attacks, when the Federal Aviation Administration grounded all civilian air services, JPATS was the only civilian passenger-carrying air service allowed to continue to fly U.S. airspace. So September 11th happens, we can still move our prisoners.
So the event where terrorists take over an airplane makes it so normal people can't fly, but the plane transporting criminals can continue to fly.
Yep, justice must continue.
Makes sense.
Prior to the existence of JPATS, the air transport of federal inmates, the air transportation of federal inmates over long distances was complicated. The process required an escort of 2 U.S. Marshals accompanying the inmates on a regular passenger plane.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
Can you
This
imagine?
I've
posed-
seen that. Yeah.
This posed numerous problems, including dangers to civilians, a black logo. Marshals needed to perform such an escort, and high taxpayer expense.
I will say I never honestly even thought about it. Like if prisoners had to be transported across the country.
Did you ever watch Lost?
I did.
So there was a situation where one of those
Right.
people
Yeah.
was being extradited somewhere else, and they had a marshal.
That's true. I guess
So-
I've never like focused in on it.
Yeah, I
Having
mean,
a lot of those.
totally happened. Lost
Yeah.
was great.
Lost
until
was
the
great.
ending.
I
Uh,
don't.
the
I
air-
don't want too much.
The airline ultimately improved the efficiency of inmate transportation and made the sight of shackled commercial airline passengers largely a thing of the past. For a plane full of 200 inmates, only 12 marshals are required. Marshals are trained with aircraft emergency procedures very similar to a flight attendant, learning to protect the aircraft occupants.
In case of air pressure, whatever,
Do
your
yourself
air
first.
mask will drop from the sky. You won't be able to grab them because you are handcuffed. But don't
Just
worry about
Bob
it.
and weave. Bob and weave.
About that, passengers aboard a flight are restrained with handcuffs as well as ankle and wrist chains, which are doubled or even tripled like. Those who put additional danger may be forced to wear additional restraints, such as reinforced mittens that completely isolate and almost completely immobilize the hands, handcuff covers which conceal the keyholes, and face masks to prevent biting and spitting, as we saw in Con Air.
Yeah.
However, due to FAA regulations, inmates are not physically restrained in their seats in any way except the seat belt, which is used during takeoff and landing.
So they take everything off while they're on the airplane.
Yeah, so they're all shackled up, and then they just strap them in, but they can't do anything else after that.
Can you imagine being the marshal? Like, you're already uncomfortable because you're on an airplane, but the whole time you're like, don't move.
I would be so
Don't move.
tense.
Yes, the whole time.
I mean, like,
seatbelt.
really
Yeah.
tense.
One seatbelt.
Flights and seat arrangements are made carefully with the intent to separate inmates who may conflict with one another. Members of
Fair.
rival prison gangs may be transported on different days
Wait, you're not going to put a black prisoner next to someone in the Nazi party?
Nope,
like one
no.
white supremacist?
Nope, it's not going to happen. To help reduce the risk of an in-flight incident.
Yep.
And
Fair.
lastly, unlike the practice of most jails, male and female inmates fly together on the same planes.
Oh, look at that.
Then meet up in the bathroom. I have to go to the bathroom.
Get that mile
It's
high
used.
club.
It's
Get that-
vacant. It's vacant. I need
Get
it.
that mile high
High
club
club.
point. There you go.
I'm never going to get it again. I'm going back.
Have you, I mean, you know, you hear about the Mile High Club. Those bathrooms are so small.
It is hard just
I
to
don't
be in it by
even
yourself.
understand how that works. I remember flying to Japan for the first time, and my oldest son was not even 2 yet, and he was still in the pull-ups.
Mm-hmm.
And having, because we were flying to Japan, it's a long flight, so obviously had to change him, and trying to change a child, a
You'd almost
toddler,
do
a
it like-
tall toddler,
Mm-hmm.
in a bathroom the size of, I mean, like, it's it's so small. He like literally had to change him standing up. Like I put him on top of the toilet, stripped him down, changed
Ripped
it.
the size.
Yeah, and whatever. But the thought of trying to have two grown ass adults in there trying to do things ain't gonna happen.
Well, I mean, you figured it out. So, like, when there's a will, there's a way.
I mean,
It may not be the most comfortable.
let
I'm
me
so
put it
sorry. Are
this
you
way.
telling me right now that you're complaining about it, but you are part of the mile?
No, no, no.
No,
I my point is that she had a difficult situation of trying to change her child.
And she figured it out. I
She
thought you were saying
figured
she
it
was
out.
part
Let
of
me
it.
put
And I
it
was
this
like,
way: if there's somebody on a plane that I want to have relations with,
Like her and Jamie want to be like, let's just try
I can wait until we land.
I'm just saying, if I'm trying to hit a bucket list, we hit that bathroom.
That's not on my bucket list.
But if it was,
yeah,
like, if
no,
people
it
were
If
determined.
it were a
Yeah.
thing, or if somebody challenged me to it, I would do it because I don't back down from challenges.
Airplane bathrooms are kind of grody.
They're actually
mean,
really clean.
Most,
No.
I mean,
The
but
ones
that's
I've
just
been
I
on.
haven't
that's
been
just
in-
public bathrooms in general. That are
Yeah. But I have no desire to be on that. I do know that I have a friend that her boyfriend, when they were together, flew, so he
Right.
could put it like on autopilot, and they were in a personal plane.
Right.
So there are other situations outside of just like commercial travel where you could do that, because you could just do autopilot.
So if somebody's flying in like a little Cessna, like a little 2-seater personal plane, If-
Probably not that
if-
personal.
I would say like no, I've flown in those like
Yeah.
a little 2-seater
Just
before.
come on back, baby. Watch your head.
But you know how you like drive and you like may or may not give your
Yeah.
person things while you're
Is there a
driving.
term for
Roadhead.
that?
Roadhead is what they
Oh,
call
okay.
it.
Yeah, there you go.
Do they call it skyhead if you're doing it on a plane?
Are you saying you're a mile?
yeah, no,
You're
you-
part of the
you-
club
You
for
call
the
you call it
Skyhead?
airhead.
Airhead. Oh my God, Caleb!
Caleb for the win.
And the bunny is out of the box for Kayla.
Yes, the
welcome.
bunny's out of the box. Woo!
Are you part of the Airhead Club?
I am not. The times I have flown, it's been on those planes. It's been for business. I've never
Never
I've
for
I've
pleasure.
never
Business or
dated
pleasure?
anyone who has
Yeah.
flown a private. whatever.
I don't have a desire to do that. I feel like planes are stressful enough just because you're so
No,
cramped.
you can
and
set
next
that
to
crap on autopilot.
But I mean, like in a commercial plane.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
They're
Like,
basically on autopilot anyway. I mean, like,
They really are.
after they get up.
Yeah.
and
once-
they land. They're,
Yep.
It's all like Transformers drive it now. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Well, there's people there, but it's like it kind of does itself.
Yeah.
People are there in case things mess up.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
kind of does itself now. So
Yeah.
okay. All right, that was a way to end this podcast.
Airhead, everybody. Go get you some airhead.
Go get you some.
get you some airhead.
Get you some.
um,
And
I don't know
also,
where to go from this. I'm trying,
hang on.
I'm trying to segue my way out of this, and I don't know.
Go find Twilight Imperium and let us know if it took you 6 hours to complete it.
And,
We
and
might play that on the show.
Yeah.
one
I
day.
know. I
should.
want to go see if we have it here.
I think
Gamers
I-
and
The
Geeks.
Yeah.
Come down to
Yeah,
Gamers and
definitely
Geeks
come
and
down. I
check
was
it out.
going to look beforehand. And
also, make sure you go home and fix you a bunny in the box.
it's delicious.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
amazing.
And it makes you want pancakes, or I'm just really hungry.
I'm
You're
really.
in-
I'm meeting.
Yeah.
I'm meeting a friend for dinner after this.
Oh, I
Ooh.
am not.
I am not either. I am going to get dinner too. So this is Scotty saying this is our contribution to the multiverse. Go out and make yours.
Cheers.
Bye.